I hope all is well. So, we are going to do a quick collective general reading, and I'll also do um, a yes or no question at the end. So, if you have any particular questions, keep those in mind to the very end, and we'll specifically address those when it's time. All right. So, what is the collective reading? All right. So, for those of us that are watching this, for those of us who are watching this, we are currently being called to ignore the external influences of the world around us and to really trust our inner being. This guiding force is something that we're supposed to build intuitively within ourselves, and we need to be mindful of the things in terms of, so what it is essentially that you have to stop asking for over confirmation. If you feel like it is confirmation for the question or the answer or the thing that you need to take it as confirmation and move accordingly, because it seems like there's a pattern here of repeatedly asking for the same blessings to be granted or for the same problems to be examined, or like you're asking for something, but then you're getting it, but then you're asking for it to come in multiple waves versus just acting on the initial moment that you received it. And so you need to literally take heed to the warning and to the sign and to use that as your own personal acknowledgement. And it seems like that's the biggest thing, is about really turning off the external voices of the outside world and really allowing yourself to flow into the decisions that are necessary, thinking about things in a less restrictive way, in a more fluid way, in a more transitional way, to be more considerate of yourself and to see yourself. I don't it just feels like, instead of trying to be so blocky and like punch your way through the world and through the life and through existence, blow like the wind. But it feels more like there's a need to flow more so like water. And then for some of us who kind of have been doing that a little too much, or riding the coattails of the vibe, it feels like there's a need for you to kind of become bulky. So there's kind of two piles or two groups within this cohort, which is essentially, for some of you, there's a need to not be so blocky and practical and rigid. And then for some of us, we need to be more mindful and to be more um less flexible and be more considerate of what we feel. So essentially, we're all in the same group, in the sense of we are working collectively on boundaries, perspective, and the way that we go about initiating action within our life, if that makes sense to you guys. So let's see, what is some advice? Also, the letter J is very significant for someone. And there's also a grandmother. No, this is a great aunt, excuse me. She's like foreign. She's like British. Um, and she drinks tea and crumpets, which is so, stereotyping, like such a stereotype. But she loves crumpets and a specific type of It's not crack. It's like some type of cake, and it starts with a C, like Crumptus cake. But whoever you are, she's aware of you, and she is helping you in whatever the question was that you were asking her confirmation for. It's a yes. Um, so that's a cool experience. Go ahead and take that. So, that kind of threw me off. I'm not gonna lie to you. What was the question that I was going to ask? Um, let's see. There was gonna be one more question. I know we still have to do our yes or no at the end. Let's see. Hopefully, a reset will jog my memory. All right, so we have 3 piles. And so this is going to be the yes or no section. All right. So go ahead and ask your question, and we will split off at this point. And we'll ask your question and make your pile selection based off your intuition. Okay, cool. Okay, perfect. So, pile 2, pile 3. All right, welcome pile 1. So let's see the answer to the question. The answer to the question is yes. There's a very low likelihood of this being actually no, this is 100%, 95% yes. I would go ahead and confirm and move forward. Especially if this is regarding, it feels like for a lot of you, this is money concerns or career and job prospects. So regarding your decision, just be a little advised that patience is advised during this time. Though luck is on your side, be more mindful and aware of the kinds of situations, because just because you have luck doesn't mean you need to use your luck in situations that don't necessarily benefit you. So be aware to hold on to your luck and save it for the situations that really go towards the path and the direction that you really want to maximize on your current spiritual, capacity or advantage, I would say, over other people. And then we're gonna do something real quick. We'll just check in on your spirituality. How's pile 1's spirituality? Let's see. So most of you are in a positive regard within your ancestry and your bloodlines, and your guides overall feel like you've been heeding the messages. They feel like you could be a little bit more responsive at times, but overall you're getting the confirmation to the signs that they're asking for, and you're taking the initiatives and the steps. And it seems like you also have been being more mindful of like your own personal intuition and trusting that a lot more during this time frame. I would advise for you to connect with the element of water and to connect with your most recent passed over ancestors more directly to guide you through the current challenges. It feels like the one who most recently passed away, that you have the strongest relationship to, would be able to help guide you through this experience. And money seems to be good. It feels like there's going to be a very significant money increase for this pile around March, sometime around March 24th, within that timeline, as it currently stands. So be aware of that. 2023, March 2024, March 23, 2023. Or March 24th, 2023, excuse me. Is there anything else to be aware of? And then let's check on you guys' partners real quick. Let's check on you guys' partners. How are you guys' partners? It feels like you guys need to have sex. It feels like the relationship isn't bad, but it feels like there needs a divine spark. There's some need for it's not bad, but it just needs a little zhuzh. So I'd recommend doing something spontaneous, like going on a little trip, or, introducing something into the bedroom. It feels like there's the potentiality for you to create some real romantic and powerful chaos in the bedroom, which is what we all want. Um, and for those of us that are single, advice. Take the opportunities to go into the social exchanges that you're invited to. It feels like if you kind of take advantage of the luck that you have in the energy and the circumstances that you find yourself in, you'll be able to kind of manifest yourself into having potential opportunities to gain partners through the activities that you're invited to. It seems like during this time frame, for the next, I would say, 3 weeks after you see this reading, 3 weeks to a month, you're going to have a more inclined opportunity to do things, or things that are just going on in your community are going to be made aware to you, more aware to you. So I would take you and advise you to go ahead and go to those things and check those things out. All right. Thank you so much. Y'all be easy. I'm going to see y'all. All right. Pile two. Hi, pile two. How y'all living? What's going on? Boom. Go ahead, make your. I'm kidding. Pile two. What's good? How are y'all? All right, that's cool. So let's go ahead and we're gonna jump into what is most. Oh, first, let's do your question. The answer is no. For most, I would say for like the bulk of you. So the ratio is 75%, 75% chance, no, 25% chance, yes. Um, if this is regarding money, the odds are more in your favor. Relationship, this is a hard no. And for some of you, it feels like there's going to be a spiritual question. This is a spiritual question. And for the spiritual question, actually, that's where most of the yeses are coming from. But overall, if your question didn't fall within those categories or those parameters, the answer would be no. And if yours did, then you got your answer to that. All right, so let's see. What can they do to get the achievable outcome if it wasn't a no? So these are for those of you who wanted it to be a yes. You guys need to do some magic. So you need to either pray, talk to your ancestors, talk to your guides, make a petition, do something, a ritual, a sacred bath. There's a need for you to do something to move the spiritual energy around. And with enough intention and focus, I believe that most of you can turn this into a yes. I would say the odds are more 50-50 if you do that. And so you have a higher likelihood of it going your way. All right. Is there anything else that is significant? And then also money is coming up. What's going on with their pile? Be prepared. It seems like within the next 2.5 to 3 weeks for most of you, there's going to be some unexpected bills or fees that pop up, but it feels particularly to be more like bills. So be aware of the bills. There's some negative energy kind of being thrown at you, and so it's going to take the shape of an attack through bills, interestingly enough. So that's interesting. And then let's go ahead and just check on how is your love life. Okay. So for those of you who are in a relationship, it feels like there's an opportunity to create a lot of passion. It seems like, the relationship, for those of you who are partnered, has seen a revival. It's very interesting. It feels like there's a lot of chaotic energy and a lot of potential. There's definitely sexual chemistry. Oh wow, that's so crazy. I said there's definitely sexual chemistry. So no, this is a great omen for relationships. It feels like your partner would also be able to support you in achieving the outcomes. So if you did not get the desired answer earlier in your reading, go ahead and connect with your partner and see what they're able to offer you, because it feels like they too would also be able to help shift that energy. And for those of you that are single, the advice is to go ahead and just enjoy being single. It seems like that's just what you need right now, and that's what you need to just kind of embrace about yourself, and you'll attract naturally a social circle, because it feels like you don't necessarily need a relationship, you need companionship. And so companionship can take many forms, and so through you kind of embracing, the isolation and who you are, you'll attract the perfect companion in whatever form that they will be in. So, all right, pile 2, y'all be easy. I'ma see y'all. All right, hello. Pile 3, how are we? The latest and greatest pile. How are y'all doing? I feel like personally I'm gonna resonate with this pile. I haven't asked myself a question, but the information that comes later feels like I'm gonna resonate. So we'll see how it goes. So to the question, the answer is yes. Yeah, it's tens across the board. It's a 10, 10, 10 across the board. The light is fantastic. Wow, these are all very positive omens, great cards. So, um, the answer is yes. Let's check out. Yeah, it's just a flat out yes. The success rate of this pile is around 97%. So most of you are going to get what you want. The answer. So the answer is yes. So whatever comes to fruition, and there's a high likelihood, extremely high likelihood. So that's good. Let's check on you guys' love life. So for some of you, it feels like the relationship has the potential to be very good, but there's some emotional kind of healing that needs to transpire. And so the connection has a very deep emotional, like, path, I guess, as they all do. But it feels like, long story short, that there is some healing that is needed within this relationship and some deep conversations. And it feels like through this rectification that you guys will be able to unite and really solidify that bond, because there's a lot of potential here, and there is a comfortability, but it feels like there's just some subconscious repressed things that are inhibiting the success of this connection and the overall outcome and the direction. And it seems like that's also a cause for some of the arguments, because it seems like this partner in theory could be very much applicable to you. And then for the person who is not in a relationship, interestingly enough for you, the information is coming through regarding your home. There's a need for you to revitalize and shift the energy in your home, because it feels like the way that your home is set up, and this is for all the singles, the chi is not flowing in the right direction to accept love. So it feels like you guys need to, shift the energy to invite love into your space and into your home, because it doesn't feel like you're open to that. It feels like a very sterile environment where it lacks the capacity to have the function of two people existing in there, if that makes sense. So I would advise that. And then for those of you who are also a little bit more miserable and kind of negative, in terms of how you see love and your outlook on love, I would also advise that for you as well. All right, let's see. Is there anything other that's important to these people? So for you guys, be aware, there's some spirits around you that are kind of trying to offer some suggestions and wisdom during this time frame. It also seems like dreams might be a little bit more significant during this. I would say for the rest of the month, pay attention, because it seems that whenever you see this towards the end of that monthly period, you're going to have a significant spiritual encounter connecting to an ancestor. This ancestor does feel female. She does feel like she was recently here within the last 100 years. And do you know her? Most of you do. But be aware that for some of you, this will take a different form. It feels like she might come to some of you in the form of an animal, or what was once her favorite animal. So be kind of aware of that, or your favorite. It's something interesting about her presentation that will throw you off. So just be kind of vigilant to that. So thank you so much, Pile 3. It was cool rocking with me. For those of you who sat through the whole thing, I fuck with y'all. Y'all be easy. And until the next time, I'ma see y'all. All right, bye.